Hey everyone, it's James Lambert, the international speaker, coach, author, and personal positive transformation expert. So, how are you doing? I hope you're absolutely wonderful and you're going about your day with a lot of passion and enthusiasm. That's what I love for the people that follow my work. And in the tribe, I like to say, we're all little communities, and I'm about developing a tribe of positive people that follow my work, yes, but go about their own lives and therefore impact others positively. And we all create and make lovely ripples of kindness and love and positivity, happiness, joy, and all the rest of it around the communities, the nation, indeed the world. For it does start with us. So as I say, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to share another beautiful piece of writing from the Manual of the Warrior of Light by Paulo Coelho. Let's go. It's odd, says the warrior of light to himself. I have met so many people who, at the first opportunity, try to show their very worst qualities. They hide their inner strength behind aggression. They hide their fear of loneliness behind an air of independence. They do not believe in their own abilities, but are constantly trumpeting their virtues. The warrior reads these messages in many of the men and women he meets. He is never taken in by appearances and makes a point of remaining silent when people try to impress him. And he uses the occasion to correct his own faults, for other people make an excellent mirror. A warrior takes every opportunity to teach himself. Very, very powerful piece of writing. I love the way it ends. A warrior takes every opportunity to teach himself. Since I've started doing that, my goodness, my life has changed manifestly for the better. You know, we've all heard of that statement, oh, some you win, some you lose. And I really bought into that almost quite wholesale when I was younger. And yet it's patently false. For in truth, I think it's more helpful to say some you win, some you learn. It still begins with an L, but it's a world, a paradigm of difference. For if you are constantly in, this is why I love self-improvement and personal development. Who against? Not an external competitor, not against your best friend or your so-called enemy. It's about being better than you were a day ago. And this is so beautiful because it applies in your relationships, in your business, going after your dreams, in your earning potential, in your lifting weights. As long as you're doing better, not than the next guy, not than someone, your neighbour, keeping up with the Joneses, all that nonsense. If you were doing better than this time last year, last month, last week and yesterday, then you are improving. That to me is real success. That really is real success. No judgment for those of you that are enthralled with materialism, but that's just 1% at best of success. It's about becoming a better person, male or female. What do I mean by better? As I say, in all spheres of life, but certainly in the realms of kindness and compassion, decency and goodness. Are you a positive person? I don't care how much money you've got, if you're a nasty person, if you're inherently miserable, if you don't make others feel good about themselves, if you put others down and don't build them up. That's not to me being a real man. I talk about this so passionately because my program, Modern Masculinity, it really is about, typically because I made so many of the mistakes myself, but I seek to, as I've sought to eradicate them in myself, I try and give the tools to other men. And it is men in general, because it's a lot of men out here that are treating the women despicably and putting on a nice front when they're out in public, and yet they are going back and striking the woman, their partner. This to me is despicable. Not in so that you feel terrible about yourself, but you have to look at yourself. A lot of men, first and foremost, that's not virtuous. That's not being tough. No. It's these disciplines in the way you speak, as I've said before, how you conduct yourself in private more, at least as importantly, but more so than you do in public. For it's great if you know, everyone thinks you're a jolly person, and yet if you were to go back and in so-called private, you know, still get on the drugs and still watch pornography and still hurt and harm other people. As I say, no judgment. But this isn't about morality per se, but how do you feel about that? You'll know by your actions. You'll know by your actions. And I know for myself, speaking for myself as I always so passionately do, when I was first going about really changing, I wanted to be a more positive person, a more peaceful person. There were times where I was still, very freely I admit, flirting with sort of violence. Now, although it was so-called in a sanitised way, I was still boxing for a time and training at the Crawley Amateur Boxing Club in West Sussex and so on. But in a way, for me, and I only speak for myself, but hitting, I've been doing that for so long, I needed to walk away from violence in words, thought, deed and in feeling. So for me that meant I couldn't hit anything for a time, and that included an inanimate punch bag. Or you go, oh yeah, but you're just sparring with someone else. No. I had to remove myself completely. Now, you may not have to be so drastic, but I do invite you to look at, where are you flirting in your life with, oh, I just do a little bit of whatever, Coke on the weekend, or oh, I only have 10 pints once or twice a week, or a bottle of wine, whatever. No judgment, but you know yourself how you feel after doing that. You know yourself. And so I encourage you to at least begin thinking how you would feel without these things in your life. And so I say, it's all in the spirit of a warrior takes every opportunity to teach himself. Because let's be honest, you know, if ever there was a time, maybe when we were 18, 19, 20, mucking about, going out, getting hangovers. But come on, when you're getting older, no judgment. But as I say, if you've got a purpose, and if you understand that you want to leave a positive legacy, quite frankly, I haven't got time for hangovers. I haven't got time to lose a day or even half a day or a few hours nursing a hangover. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, there may be a time, you know, you're celebrating a magnificent achievement or your friend's wedding. I'm not saying that wholesale, you know, understand what I'm saying. But a lot of people, some of my clients as well, they are habitually demonstrating behaviours that are patently unhelpful to where they say they want to be. So if you say you want to be a successful person and you want to earn more money and you would like to save more for a holiday, and yet at the same time you're regularly spending X amount on the Stella Artois, on the cigarettes, on movies and putting, you know, fashionable clothes so-called, that money could be better used to what? To teach yourself. There's an abundance of online courses by many wonderful mentors. You've got the Open University. Distance learning has never been so affordable. You can break payments up into sections, payment plans and so on. There's so many opportunities. There's a wealth of information for free out there on Google. We'd need several lifetimes just to get through it. So the opportunity is there for us to continually learn in all aspects. And that's really what I want to get over for you today. Keep on learning. And I don't care about your peer group or what others may think. Do it for you. Do it for you. And as I said, there's just so many good things about it. Because it's really weird how so many, this line as well, they hide their inner strength behind aggression. And I know I did for the longest time. You know, that's why I allude to your unstoppable quality. You are unstoppable. That that which is in you, your spirit, that innate grit. But too many of us, particularly men, we hide that behind aggression to compensate. Yes, to compensate. And in my case, and I know it's in a lot of men's cases as well, it was covering fear. Now the fears will be as varied as there are people in the world. You know, you ask 10,000 people, they may have 10,000 individual fears. One person's afraid of snakes, of spiders, of heights, of flying, of public speaking indeed. And yet, you know, it's like there's the fear of fear itself. And I invite you to look at your fear. Now, you know, there's different ways of doing it. Immersion therapy, you can get closer and closer to it. You can enlist the help of a hypnotherapist. But I suggest that the more you embrace your fears, the freer you become. I've seen it firsthand in my own life. And that is, again, that's teaching, that's learning. You know, you look at, well, why am I afraid of that? That early childhood memory. Actually, I'm not afraid of it. My parent was. I see I can let that fear go. and you can say, you know, goodbye to it with great love and be liberated. And it's something you give yourself. So I encourage you, just in closing, to keep learning every single day. I want to learn right up until the day I check out of this beautiful world. Keep learning, stay positive, go after your dreams, and really do believe in yourself. You know, this thing, particularly in Britain, for the longest time, we can mix up confidence with arrogance. And the two could not be in truth more diametrically opposed. Because arrogance is a quality that, if you're like me, I find wholly distasteful. There were many bully men that demonstrated it a lot of times when I was involved in the fighting world and on the door. Arrogance, just ridiculous. And more often than not, it gets its comeuppance. However, confidence is a beautiful quality. You, my friend, should have confidence in something that is rightly so. If you are a great singer or teacher, if you do have a skill with music or with public speaking, then you have a right to be confident in that and to go forth boldly and let your light shine. And to hell with those that it may dim their eyesight. You know, I love this quote, you know, nobody ever actually hurt their eyesight by looking on the bright side of things. That is so beautiful. Anyway, I'll close this now. From my heart to yours, much, much love. If you've enjoyed this video, please do check out my YouTube channel. There's a lot of inspirational, motivational content. If you like this, let me know. Give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it. I am all about building a community of like-minded, positive people. There's enough nonsense out there with the news. There's enough negativity. Goodness knows you can go elsewhere for that. But I'm really about building a community of like-minded, positive folk who are living life positively and going after their dreams with great enthusiasm and passion. So from my heart to yours, much love, and know this, that you are unstoppable, and I believe in you. Until next time.